Jan with Real Life Changes here today to share with you some tips to help get through the pandemic that we are hearing all about all over the news. Now, one of the reasons why I thought I wanted to share this with you was because I've had a few people ask me, well, aren't I really worried about the coronavirus because my son has special needs and his immune system is not as high functioning as most people would, healthy, vigorous people would have, right? So because of that, and I know that there are others out there that are mentioning things about the elderly and other special needs and people who have compromised health situations, I thought this is even more important for me to share because my response to them was, of course I'm concerned because yes, in particular, my son's condition has to do with his lungs. He has difficulty, due to his severe scoliosis. Things when he catches it goes straight to his lungs. However, that being said, I do feel very confident that we have been implementing things in our life for a very long time to ensure, not just during pandemics, but on a day-to-day basis, that he is and we are as healthy as possible. And that, I think, is the key message for me through this whole thing, is that I feel prepared because I have been living this way for many years. So for me, it's not about just starting to do these things now to deal with a crisis on hand. It's making this a part of my lifestyle. This is the way we have made changes, and thanks to my son's condition, I have been very, on top of the research and understanding what are the best things I can do for him and for us to ensure that we stay as healthy as possible, especially when there are things going around. I am quite the germaphobe, actually on a regular day. So yeah, obviously I don't like hearing that there's more things out there that are potential to cause havoc in our lives. But at the same time, I don't allow that to push me to a point of irrational fear. And I think right now, one of the biggest concerns is what the media is doing. And I've been fairly vocal about this on Facebook and things like that, that I feel the media is not doing the public a favor by some of the way that they're choosing to report the situation, and that there are a lot of things that we can do to empower ourselves and make definite changes for not just right now, but for the rest of our days. So I'm going to be sharing some of the things that are basics for us in our household here that are also very key for dealing with this pandemic on our hands. So number one tip, you've probably heard it all over the place, is wash your hands. Absolutely, wash your hands all the time. I have a 7-year-old as well. This is one of our things. Did you wash your hands? Did you wash your hands? We say this all the time. For Johan, in particular, my son who has special needs, he's in his 20s now. One of our biggest concerns was always keeping his hands as clean as possible because he tends to touch his face a lot and he likes to touch other people's faces a lot. And this is one of the things we're always trying to work with him on, because we do want to, hands are such a fabulous way to quickly spread things around. So washing your hands, this is in every bathroom, at the kitchen sink. We have this, and it's a refillable bottle, Thieves foaming hand soap. It's infused with essential oils. Thieves blend is a fabulous blend. If you don't know about Thieves, please do some research. Now, I'm going to be saying a lot of things right now. I'm going to try to not make it too dense and just try to get through things really quickly. I have 7 tips that I want to share. So a lot of what I wanted you to do as well is I want you to start empowering yourself by doing the research. if I mention something and you don't know enough about it, I'm not going to necessarily be able to cover it all right now. Either you can join my Facebook group where I share a lot more stuff on the essential oils and you can learn more specifically about that. So that's one way you can empower yourself. Or you can get on Google and look up Thieves, Young Living Thieves essential oil. What does it do? Why is it such a powerful thing that everyone is talking about who does essential oils and is involved with that? So Thieves foaming hand soap, great way to keep yourself clean. Now, one tip for washing your hands. I've seen something that on social media going around, and I just want to kind of counter it. It's to me not quite the right tip. I know their heart was in the right place. There's a teacher stamping the back of the hands for children, and they have to wash it off by the end of the day. Now, that's lovely because it's getting them to remember to wash their hands, and that is key. So I do understand that. However, how often are we touching our face with the back of our hand? Not very often, right? It's not the way we grab things, right? We don't grab things. So this part of your hand isn't actually the biggest concern. What we need to make sure is clean are the tips of our fingers under our nails. Those are really the things that we're touching, and things get underneath there. So step number one, washing your hands, 20 seconds, and make sure you're getting those fingertips and nails as clean as possible. Okay? Step number two, CDC is recommending not only washing your hands, but when you can't wash with soap and water, wash with a hand sanitizer. Now the hand sanitizer needs to have an alcohol content of 60% or more. I'm happy to report that the Thieves waterless hand sanitizer actually has 65% alcohol content. Message me, email me, and I'd be happy to send you more information directly on this product. But it comes, unfortunately, right now at this very moment when I'm filming this size is out of stock, but they are working hard on getting more. So by the time you are watching this, maybe it may be back in stock. But it also comes in this handy dandy travel size. So the travel size ones you can put into your pockets, you can put into your purses, your children's lunch boxes, school bags, whatever you need. And these are refillable from the large pump one. So Thieves hand sanitizer, really easy to use. Again, simply squeeze some into your hand, rub together. Again, you can do on all sides, but really make sure it's those tips of your fingers that you're touching with, the hands, getting all of that really well rubbed in. Smells lovely and good to go. So you see, I was really focusing on the tips of the fingers again with the hand sanitizer. Okay? Okay, step number 3. Ensuring that you're keeping the surfaces around your home or whatever you're touching clean. So the CDC is recommending to use a sanitizer that has at least 70% ethanol in it as well. Thankfully, Thieves spray, now this is the older bottle, but the newer one would be with the white look, okay? But otherwise, same product inside. So the Thieves spray is a great way to sanitize the surfaces of around your house. So, you know, high traffic areas, doorknobs, things like that. Spray it down, wipe it off. But also, this is something you can keep in your purse, a nice handy little size, and you know, grocery cart handles. You know, you're in the subway, you know, spray down the pole that you need to hold. Whatever you need to do. I don't think anyone these days is going to complain if you are keeping the surface that you're touching clean, because it just means it's cleaner for the next person as well. So great way of doing that, you know, keeping the surfaces around you clean wherever you go. And then in the house, as I've mentioned before a lot of times, household cleaner, Thieves household cleaner. Again, one thing is all you need. This is a concentrated bottle. You would dilute, you know, I have, I think, 1 capful inside this bottle, and you spray things down. Keep your surfaces of your home as clean as possible all the time. So that's one other way to really keep control of the situation. How can you keep your environment as clean as possible? So far, just to recap, we've got the Thieves foaming hand soap, right? So you're washing your hands 20 seconds, making sure you're getting those fingertips clean. You've got your hand sanitizer, again, making sure it's the tips of your fingers that are getting the longest amount and the most rubbing, 20 seconds as well. Keeping the surfaces around you clean with the Thieves spray and the Thieves household cleaner. Now, my next tip is actually about keeping the air inside your home, because that's where you have control. Keeping the air inside your home as moist as possible, getting that 40 to 50% humidity in the air in your home is really, really important. And I think this kind of goes contrary to what most people might think. Most people might think moisture is a breeding ground or something like that, but actually moisture is really, really important for our bodies. We need, it's that when it's too dry, that's when things start to break down. So having a 40 to 50% moisture level in the home is really important. And there's different ways that you can do it. Simply getting humidifiers, having those going throughout the day and allowing the moisture to be in the air, very important. And then diffusers, such as this one, I have them in every room, and it's diffusing along with essential oils that are helping to purify the air. So there's so many different ones that I've covered in the past in the premium starter kit that are great for that purification. Diffusing some Thieves essential oil itself. There are RC, which is great for overall just for your lungs support. Raven is another great one, which isn't in the starter kit, but I highly recommend to have just for giving that full lung support during these kinds of challenging health times. Okay, so diffusing, key thing, keeping the air moist. Tip number 5 is still kind of along the same lines. We're going to talk about drinking lots of water. Now, we always, for general health, you do hear, water is important, drinking lots. But especially during these times when there are things in the air that you could breathe in and it, they do like moisture. So that's kind of going, wait, moisture in the air and now we're wanting, I know it's confusing, but drink lots of water so that you're flushing out the mouth area as often as possible, making sure your mouth isn't getting dry. And I read one source that it's a Japanese doctor that stated that if you could push that down into the stomach, there's the stomach acids that then can do a better job of fighting the viruses in there. So doing that, drinking lots of water. Now there's also things that you can do with your water. If you have essential oils, there is the whole, I'm going to lift this up, hold on, it's a big tray, a whole line of the white labels. In the US, they are the Vitality line, and here in Canada, we call them the Plus line. So these essential oils are GRAS, generally regarded as safe, and to ingest. So these are formulated to actually be food flavoring. So if, for example, you have a challenge drinking water because you don't like the flavor, then there's lots of different things that you could add in. For example, there is an orange essential oil there that you could use, give it a little orange taste. Lime, spearmint, that's more of a, where's my other one? There is also, you might like lavender in your water. Have you heard of lavender ice cream, right? That's a lovely way of flavoring that. So those are and then there is lemon as well, which I think I have upstairs because I've been using it. And then there's more of the herbal flavoring that you can add to your food or to water if you wanted to. There's black pepper. This is cinnamon bark, which is great. You could add that to your warm teas, not too hot. Lemongrass, there's oregano. Have you all heard of oil of oregano? There's oregano. And basil, rosemary, and cumin. So we've got lots of different flavors of essential oils that are generally regarded as safe to ingest. And that's a great way to add it to your water and get the benefits of the essential oil in your water as well. So tip number 6, what are you feeding your body? That's my big question to you right now, because your body is the amazing thing that can help prevent, fight, deal with anything that comes its way if it is functioning at its highest level. Now, I know, as I've mentioned, my son has a lower immune function. So what I do is I ensure that everything I give him is going to ensure his health otherwise is as high functioning as possible. So really, I actually sometimes think his immune system is doing better than the average person, even though technically he should be struggling more. But I have ensured through what I am feeding his body that it is prepared to deal with whatever comes his way the best possible way. So let's see. Are you eating a lot of refined sugars? Now, let me back up a second. I heard the other day a doctor was going on and on about how she hates hearing about people talking about boosting your immune system. She says you cannot boost your immune system. Okay, so I'm not going to get into that argument with her, but I think we can all agree, including this doctor, that there are some easy things you can do to break down your immune system, to lower the functioning of it, to, like that's proven, it's talked about everywhere. So that if, technically, if you're not, doing all these things to lower the function of your immune system, in a sense, we could say you're boosting it. But if you want to, argue over semantics, we won't use that word right now. But how about we avoid the refined sugars, which we know lower the immune system response? How about we avoid processed foods, which are, for the most part, void of any real nutrients and therefore will not be supporting the body to function at its highest level? What are the types of foods that you are consuming on a day-to-day basis? Take a real look at it. Are you fueling your body, or are you just feeding it? Like you're just, putting stuff in, because you want to fuel your body to function at the highest level possible, right? We want to be vibrant, not just survive. So there are so many real food options that can support your health. Things like, I've got a list here, great apple cider vinegar, garlic, ginger, horseradish root, habanero peppers, oregano oil, as I've already mentioned, echinacea, turmeric, raw honey, onion. So these are some things that you can get in the grocery store and use while you are cooking your food in your home. As I say that, because I know a lot of people get the processed food and just heat it up or whatever, but how about we try cooking some foods that are, rich in nutrients, and they have actual, ability to help prevent and fight things that are coming the body's way. Okay, so these are some really easy things that you can be doing simply by eating the right things. And then there's some other things I'm going to add in that I love. Elderberry syrup. This is a little batch I made myself. I know it's backwards for you, but elderberry syrup, very handy to have on hand. If you want to get a hold of an Ontario local mama who is doing these, I'd be happy to share her information. She sends out the kits and you make it yourself in your home. Makes it nice and easy. And then there's things like Ninja. Ninja Red, right? Comes in with the starter pack. You get 2 of these pouches, but you can also get them in the larger bottle size. A great nutrient dense drink that I make sure everyone in my family gets, so that it's giving them optimum nutrition right there. So we're not, this is on a daily basis again, but if you do have something, obviously you want to be able to, you know, top that up as well when your body is working hard to fight something. So these are preventative things, but they're also things that you definitely need to do if you are not feeling well. The other level of that, this is going to be the longest kind of section and tip, is supplements. A lot of people are not very into taking supplements and things like that, and I get it. I used to be the same. You know, the issue is food just isn't of the same quality. Even when you're getting organic and such, it's difficult to get the right soil conditions and all sorts of stuff. It's just not the same food that we were growing, you know, 40 years ago. Conditions have changed. So supplementing is really important, and I think there are just that many more things in our environment that we're battling with, the toxins and the pollutants. We need to give our body that much more support. If you don't want to do this all the time, I think this is a good time to at least do it, to ensure, again, preventative measures. So things like that we take regularly here, Super C, you can't really see that, but anyway, Young Living Super C is a key one. Sulfurzyme is another good supplement to have on hand. Back here, this big box, it's the Master Formula. I can pull out one for you to see here. It's a little pouch which has 4 different capsules and pills in it. So essential oil infused that are going to help. That's a daily kind of thing for me. And then outside of the Young Living, I take things like a mammalian omega-3 supplement, you know, feeding my brain, feeding my cells exactly what they need. This is actually omega-3 plus D. It's a D3, so it's a mammalian source D3, and retinol A, so a vitamin A. So that's an important supplement. And then again, gut health. How often I have talked about gut health. I hope you've caught some of my things in the past. And I take a specific supplement that helps with the gut overall health and keeping all the joints and everything healthy, so that everything's communicating properly inside the body as well. So there's some very simple supplements that you can add in. Vitamin C at the base, I would say, would be a key supplement to be taking at this time. And that brings us to tip number 7. Don't panic. I know the word pandemic sounds scary, and it actually kind of makes you want to, you know, it builds this fear in you. Pandemic, we're a movie society where we've seen all those scary pandemic movies, and our minds can go, and imaginations can go a little wild. And this is where I'm a little upset with the media for what it's doing with this information. I think that they are purposely spreading fear, and there are lots of people who already on a day-to-day basis have a challenge with anxiety, or they have challenges with just high levels of stress. And to add a whole new layer on there, or to play with their minds that are already sensitive to this, I think it's just irresponsible. In my opinion. And so one of my key things is why I'm doing this video and other educational things is that I want to, again, empower you. I want you to know that there are lots of things that are in your control that you can do. You can, make your home a safe haven for yourself and your family. You can do things that when you are stepping outside of your home, that you can feel more secure and safe and protected. There are some basic things that you can be doing, and you will most likely be fine. And even if you were to catch something, that there are things that you can be doing to help yourself recover faster. So again, I'm going to remind you, I have a son who has special needs, whose immune system doesn't function as high as others, and his lungs in particular are compromised due to his scoliosis. I am not allowing myself to go in a place of fear, stress, anxiety. I'm specifically not allowing myself to do that. And instead, I do things very specifically to keep myself calm. There's meditation. I share a lovely essential oil daily protocol that allows you to just keep yourself centered and focused and feel protected. You can, again, I recommend that you join my Facebook page so that for Oily Masters, and you can get a lot of information there on these kinds of essential oils and different protocols that you can be doing to help keep yourself calm and connected. There are some essential oils that I brought up here to show you that are specifically that I've used throughout many different occasions in my life where my stress levels were higher and helped to keep me calm and relaxed and feeling better. Things like peace and calming. Highly recommend peace and calming if you are prone to the worries and stresses of life. Gentle Baby. This was great while I was pregnant and had my little one, but it's also still great to have on it's such a nice relaxing blend. Joy has a very high vibration with rose essential oil. Place it on over your heart, and just allow happiness and happy thoughts to come your way with essential oils there. Tranquil, that says it all, right? Definitely something I put on every night to help me have a good sleep. Valor. Another nickname for Valor is courage in a bottle. So, giving yourself the courage and strength to face the day-to-day challenges that we have. And cedarwood, great on the bottom of your feet, very grounding. Cedarwood, it's think of the forest and being surrounded, especially if you don't have the opportunity to get out in nature. If you're in the city a lot, see if you can connect with nature as often as possible. It's very grounding, and there are not that many people out there. So, connecting with the trees and all that kind of stuff, fresh air, if you can get up more into the country, where I am, thankfully, for fresher air and, being able to have those moments of quieting the mind. And then there is, a lot of the advice out there is to, avoid the social situations, stay at home more and stuff like that. Now, for some people, that's a big challenge because they're very social and they like to interact, and I get that. For others, like me, which I enjoy socializing, but I can also very much enjoy my quiet time, it's not such a terrible thing. Learning to pick up some books instead of turning on the TV, which is promoting a lot of fear. Social media sites, if a lot of your friends are promoting the fear, maybe it's time to take a little break from that. So these are some things that you need to really, start doing some research, empowering yourself, allow yourself to stay calm and focused and in control of your life and your family's life in very basic ways. So I am going to end it with that. I'm going to hope that you have a wonderful day and that you have all that you need to feel prepared and prevent different things that may come your way. Again, I'm going to just give you 2 more essential oils that I think are key to have at this time. Thieves essential oil, great, put on the bottom of your feet every day as a preventative measure. Orange essential oil, you could just rub some on your belly. These are great essential oils to have on hand. Orange is a very affordable oil as well to get. And Thieves comes in the premium starter kit. If you want to have any of this information clarified, if you're interested in learning more about any of these products and how to get them into your home and start on this new lifestyle path not just for right now, not just because there's a pandemic going on, but because these are common sense steps to take to ensure that you and your family are healthy every day. Let me know and I'd be happy to get you started. Bye now, everyone.